Okay, number one. Given the image below, answer the following questions. Give another name for plane FGH. So you could use any three letters on the plane. So I'm going to use B, H, and G. So we call it plane EHG. Just remember that the points cannot be collinear. B, where does the line JI intersect plane FGH? Okay, well, this line intercepts the plane here at point G. Which point is not collinear or coplanar with any other points? So the only point that's not on the plane and it's not collinear is going to be point K. And which point is coplanar with points G and F, but not collinear? So G and F are here. So I'm looking for the point that's coplanar, but not collinear. That's going to be point H. Number two, true or false? A, B, and C are collinear. No, that's going to be false. C is not on the line. A, B, and C are coplanar. That's true. They're on the same plane. Point F lines on DE. No, this is DE. F is not on DE. So that's going to be false. DE lines on plane DEF. Yes, that's true. BD and DE intersect. Uh, BD and DE, so that's true. They do intersect. BD is the intersection of plane ABC and plane DEF. That's going to be false. Those planes do not intersect. Okay, number three. If T is the midpoint of SU, then these two are the same. Find the value of X and ST. So if they're the same, we could set those values equal to each other. Subtract 2x on both sides, and then divide by 6. So x is 3, and then st, which is 3 times 8, which is 24. So we have, the answer is C. Number 4, the distance between points 6, 4 and Q 5, 6 to the nearest 10. Okay, so let's use our distance formula from P to Q. Okay, this is x1, y1, x2, y2. So let's subtract the x's. 5 minus 6 squared. And then subtract the y. 6 minus 4 squared. So PQ is the square root of -1 squared plus, sorry for switching colors, plus 2 squared, which is going to be 1 plus 4, which is the square root of 5. Okay, and then the square root of 5, well, you know that 2 times 2 is 4, so it has to be more than 2. 3 times 3 is 9, so it has to be less than 3. So the only one that works is letter A. But you could put that into the calculator. You could put the square root of 5 in the calculator, and you also get approximately 2.2. Okay, number 5, the measure of EOF is 20. So this is 20. FOG is 36. Then what is the measure of EOG? EOG, so the big angle, we'll use the angle addition postulate that 20 plus 36 is 56. Okay. Number 6, supplementary angles are two angles whose measures have a sum of 180 degrees. Complementary angles are two angles who have measures that have a sum of 90 degrees. So just be careful when you pick it. Make sure the first one's 180 and the second one is 90. That's going to be option A. Number 7. The complement of angle 36 is, so 36 plus some number has to give you 90. So if you subtract 36 from both sides, you get 54. So the answer is A. Complement has to add up to 90 degrees. Name an angle supplementary, so 180 degrees, to COB. A COB is this angle here, okay? So the angle that's supplementary to that is going to be this angle here. Okay, that's going to be BOB. Option B. Okay, takes together, they form that linear pair. Okay. Number 9. Each unit on the map represents 1 mile. What is the actual distance from oceanfront to seaside? So from here to here. Okay, and with this, I could use the distance formula by using the coordinates. Okay, so this is -2, 4, and this down here is 3, comma, -2. Label the points, and then we're going to use the distance formula. So from oceanfront to seaside, it's going to be the square root of 3 minus -2 squared, and -2 minus 4 squared. That's going to give us 5 squared plus -6 squared, which is going to be 25. So I'm sorry, 25 plus 36, which is the square root of 61. Square root of 61. Now the options are all rounded. So numbers that multiply to 61, there isn't any, but the closest one would be, let's see, 7 times 7 is 49. 8 times 8 is 64. So the closest one is 8 times 8. So it's going to be option C. Okay. Number 10, find the coordinates of the midpoint of the segment whose endpoints are 9, 4, and 7, 2. Okay, so for the midpoint, we're going to add up the x's. So it's going to be 9 plus 7, and divide that by 2. Add up the y's, 4 plus 2, and divide that by 2. So you get 16 over 2, and 6 over 2, which simplifies to 8, comma, 3. Option D. Okay, that's number 10. And then number 11, you're given the midpoint and the coordinates of S. What are the coordinates of R? So you don't have to do number 11. That type of question would not be on the test on Friday. Okay. Number 12, identifying the segment bisector of AB, and then find BM. So the segment bisector is what splits the segment in half. So that's going to be point M. So it's not A, it's not D, it's point M. And then if it's a segment bisector, then we could set them equal to each other to find the value of x. So for x plus 1 is equal to 7x minus 35. I'm going to subtract 4x to both sides. And then I'm going to add 35 to the 1. And then divide by 3. So x is 12. And if x is 12, and we want to find BM, so we're going to plug it in here. So it's going to be 7 times 12 minus 35. Okay, 7 times 12 is 84, and 84 minus 35 is 49. So the answer is C. All right. Find the area of triangle FGH given those coordinates here. Okay. This type of question will not be on the test, so we're going to go ahead and skip number 13. 14. Angle BDA is a straight angle. So it's 180 degrees. We're going to find the measure of angle BDC. Okay. So since BDA is a straight angle, the two smaller angles add up to 180. So negative 7x plus 12 plus negative 8x plus 48 is 180. So negative 15x plus 60 is equal to 180. Subtract 60 from both sides, so negative 15x is equal to 120. And then 120 divided by negative 15 is going to be negative 8. So if x is equal to negative 8, we want to find the measure of angle BDC, which is this one. So negative 7 times negative 8 is 12 is 56 plus 12, which is 68 degrees. Okay, for 15, the measure of an angle is 9 times the measure of its complement. So complement means they add up to 90 degrees. The measure of an angle, so let's say we call it x, is 9 times the measure of its complement. So the other angle is 9x. Okay? Find the measure of the larger angle. So to find the value of x, so if this is a right angle, then 9x plus x equals 90. So 10x is 90. So x is 9. And if x is 9, the larger angle is 9 times 9, which is 81 degrees. The answer is D. Okay, 16, find the values of x and y. Okay, so we know that vertical angles are congruent. So this angle and this angle are the same. This angle are the same. So we could set up the equations to solve. So first x, so 3x plus 18 is equal to 5x plus 2. Okay, I'm going to subtract 3x on both sides. So it's negative 2x. I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides to get 16. And then divide by negative 2, so x is negative 8. Okay, and then for the y, 5y plus 68 is equal to 3y plus 96. Okay, first I'm going to subtract 3y from both sides. And then 96 minus 68 is 28. I'm sorry, 96 minus 68. Yeah, it's 28. And then you divide by 2, y is 14. Okay. Now let me just double check something. Okay, because this answer is not listed here, but check the first one again. Subtract 3x. Ah, okay, so that was my mistake here. So let's erase this. I don't know why I thought it was negative 2x. So 5x minus 3x is 2x. Everything else down. Then subtract 2. And then divide by 2. So x is 8 and y is 14. That's going to be option B. Okay, 17. In the diagram, the measure of a BDA, so that's the big angle, is 144. So those two smaller angles add up to 144. So let's set up that equation. So 7x plus 34 plus 9x plus 46 is 144. Combine like terms, 16x plus 80 is equal to 144. Subtract 80 from both sides. So 16x is 64, and then 64 divided by 16. Okay, ADC is this one. So 9 times 4 plus 46 is 36 plus 46, which is 82. So the answer is B. Okay, number 18, we're going to complete the proof. We're given that the measure of AOC is equal to 150. So AOB, so this little angle here, plus BOC, this other angle over here, is equal to the measure of AOC, the big angle. So that's the angle addition postulate. Okay. And then we substituted 2x plus 6 times x minus 3 is equal to 150. So that's the substitution property. And then the 6 was distributed, so the distribution property. And then 2x plus 6x, that was added. So combined like terms is still the distribution property. Or if you write combined like terms, that's fine as well. It's not a problem. Okay, then we added 18 both sides, so addition. And then finally divide by 8, so division by. Okay, that was 18. 19, which represents a translation of the figure. Translation means just to simply move. Okay, so A, it looks like a rotation, so that would be it. C looks like a rotation too. B, there we go. B just moved, so it would be B. D looks like a rotation or a reflection or both. Okay, let's see. 20. Which of the is the apparent image of X when triangle X WXY is translated 2 units down and 5 units to the right? So the image of X. So X is here. If I go down 2 units and to the right 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be X prime, which is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 4. So B. Okay. If this is on your test, I would definitely make the graph bigger so it's easier for you to see. Okay. And I think this is the last one, number 21. Triangle A prime, B prime, C prime is apparently what? Okay. The one, so I'm going to use elimination to help me out. Um, it's definitely not a translation because we didn't just simply move the figure. So it's not going to be a translation. Now for a reflection, if we try to reflect it over a vertical line, it's not going to work. If we try to reflect it over the X or Y axis, it's not going to work. So it's definitely going to be option B. It is a rotation 90 degrees. Okay. Because you could use any one of the points. So let's say we use let's use B because it's closer to the axis. B is -1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. B prime is 5, 1. And remember the rule for clockwise rotation, you have to look that up in your notes. For every xy, it transforms into y negative x. And we could see here that that is exactly what happened with B. Okay, you could test any other points out and you'll get the same result.